What's going on, everyone? It has been a long time since we returned to one of the lesser played BOBAs in the format, but it is time because of some new additions from set 6. Some really fun ones that I think is going to kind of shake up, how this deck plays a little bit. But before we dive into that card specifically and all the other new cards that we're playing today, a big thank you to my patrons over on Patreon, guys. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Let's talk about BOBA and why we're even bothering to come back to set 2 BOBA before he rotates out. So really the main card that we're looking at is Figure of Unity. This card attaching to Boba Fett, for example, giving you the ability to give all your friendly units Overwhelm, Raid 1, and Restore 1. Now this is really, really solid with Boba because any unit that didn't already have a keyword now gets a keyword which gives them +0/+1, or +1/+0 rather. What this really matters for is cards like Millennium Falcon, or A-Wing, or Battlefield Marine, or Queen Amidala, or Bail Organa, all the cards that didn't normally have keywords. What also is really solid with Boba is all the spy tokens. Those already have Raid 2, which are already keyworded cards. So now all the spy tokens, for example, Queen Amidala, when you deploy Boba Fett next turn, those spy tokens just get a natural +1 power. If you put Figure of Unity on, now you've got for 4 power units essentially with Restore 1. That's really, really strong. So between Figure of Unity, Bail Organa, Queen Amidala, and Faith in Your Friends, you have a lot of kind of go wide spy token generation that's going to work well with Boba Fett, in theory, at least. Of course, lots of classics in here. Cards like X-34 Landspeeder, Blue Leader. We've got Depa-Balaba, Han, Plo Koon, all solid. But we actually also have some other additions that aren't necessarily specifically going with that go wide Figure of Unity plan that are just good, keyworded cards. Mina Bonteri is a new addition. Captain Typho giving that Sentinel. Lightmaker giving that Raid 4 space unit. And we also have a little bit of interaction in like Surprise Strike, Waylay, resupplies to get us there to the Boba Fett a little bit faster. But we're going to see what we can do. Honestly, I am pretty excited to see what this deck is capable of. And let's see if we can win some games. Alrighty, into game number 1. Had to mulligan that first hand, but our opponent is taking it easy on us here. Game 1 with the Ahsoka Green. This honestly looks like maybe a a starter deck? I don't know, but we'll find out. Figure of Unity can actually just be deployed onto Bail Organa. So that looks appealing to me. Let's go ahead and claim. We've got Blue Leader. Honestly, now I think what I'll do is deploy Blue Leader, go ahead and exhaust to give Bail the +1 power. I don't think my opponent's going to have all that many ways to deal with this. And now this is going to give us the option to kill they have open fire. Well, that ends up being really bad for us. They end up open firing our unit. Well, like I said, I didn't expect them to have a whole lot of interaction, but they ended up having exactly that. Plo Koon could be an option for us. I think I'm going to want to go with the Queen Amidala now that I have the Figure of Unity in hand. So Captain Typho seems like a very obvious play here. We'll play it before, attack with the Blue Leader to give, the Blue Leader the +1 power so I can get in for 4. I mean, my opponent with the open fire definitely messed up kind of our early game plan, but hopefully Captain Typho is going to give us the opportunity to kind of settle in here a little bit. Get in for 4. We'll see what my opponent wants to do. Maybe they claim initiative to shock T, kill, create a clone trooper token and go that direction. I don't know. We're about to find out, huh? All right, let's go ahead and reveal the Queen Amidala. They are going to attack into the Captain Typho. We're going to go ahead and claim initiative. And I think I'm just going to kill off the shock T. Well, that's actually a tough question now. Do I just want to go Plo Koon? Oh, man, I've got so many options here that are really good. You know what? I think I'm just going to kill the shock T, and I'm going to go with the Queen Amidala. I was kind of debating in my head, but this seems like it's going to be pretty good. Let's go ahead and attack in for 3, play out the Queen Amidala. I mean, we have so many options here that are really, really good. So we're going to go Queen Amidala, get a bunch of spy tokens. They can start killing our spy tokens if they want to. If they do so, I mean, it's, again, not that big of a deal. We are pretty far ahead, even in this particular case. Clone cohort here, huh? Raid 2. Okay. I kind of changed what I want to do now. Let's go ahead and just kill off the Ahsoka Tano. It's not an exciting play. Not an exciting play, but I mean, my opponent's going for the, I'm going to try to get some more value here. And if they're going to do that, then we're just going to kill off their units and get the value ourselves, right? They're going to be able to create a clone trooper token. I mean, we're so far ahead at this point. It's pretty brutal. Like, they're using that to kill the spy token. Ugh. It's rough. That's rough. We're going to be able to get in a lot of damage. Lots of Republic cards. I think it's kind of sick to see, though. Kind of cool to see. Okay, they got another open fire. Sure. Come on, I expected some more. Ooh, General's Blade, huh? I mean, we'll claim so I could just kill the 501st Liberator with the Plo Koon, I guess. Okay, this is actually a really, really good kind of example of where the Figure of Unity is going to come into play here. So we're just going to kill off the 501st Liberator. They can Hu Yang. Sure, we're going to go Figure of Unity here. And now what's going to happen is when I deploy this Millennium Falcon... Oh my gosh, they have Indefensive Camino. Okay. Millennium Falcon's going to get an extra power because of the Figure of Unity. So we can attack in for 5, attack in for 5, attack in for 6, and then pass. Pretty solid stuff. Pretty solid stuff. And now, I mean, it doesn't really matter what we do. You can kind of resource anything. The Millennium Falcon's lethal on its own. Blue Leader's lethal on its own. Boba Fett's obviously lethal. We've got an Ambusher with Saboteur. I mean, the game is pretty over. You know, this is one of those ones where I was like, yeah, I don't really see us losing at all. But they just happen to have like open fires, which, you know, made us a little bit sad to go with our game plan here. So, yeah, they'll attack Boba Fett. We'll just attack to win the game. And GG to my opponent. Alrighty, into the next game here. We got ourselves an okay hand. I think I kind of want to mulligan this one, though. Okay, I like this hand quite a bit better, actually. I like the resupply in this particular matchup. My opponent going to be kind of the more obnoxious deck that we really want to get to the later gameplays. Things like Queen Amidala, Plo Koon. Now, they could have Top of the Summit, right? Of course. But I do like our position a little bit better if we go this direction. Go ahead and get an attack in with the A-Wing here. Nuke Gunray. Gonna do some work. Ogdo Bogdo, huh? They're gonna put a shield token on it. Shield token on Newt Gunray, huh? I mean, they're gonna go shield token on Newt Gunray. That's fine. If they want to... Okay, they're gonna hit base. All right, let's claim initiative here. X-34 could actually be really good. So I'm going to keep that around. We're just going to go ahead and immediately kill Lobot. We'll see if they have a Top of the Summit. If they have Top of the Summit, essentially, you know, we just essentially just kind of trade pretty evenly. They get to keep their Newt Gunray around, but they lose their Ogdo Bogdo. So they got Devastating Gunship is the play there. Let's go ahead and hit the Newt Gunray. We'll see what my opponent decides to do here. Okay. Let's deploy Boba. So they're going to go ahead and get all of their value brewing here. So we can go ahead and just knock out the Ogdo Bogdo. They can trade with Boba if they want. They're not going to. Interesting. I think we just Depa here. Trigger ambush. Kill the Kira pass. I know this seems a little bit counterintuitive. You're like, oh, don't you just want to win the game? But I think my opponent's actually super in a very good spot here. Ooh, wow, what a play, to be honest. What an absolute master of a play. Wow, let's call it war is crazy. Emergency powers? Oh, come on. Now we need Waylay or something. Emergency powers is so good. Yeah. Okay, their emergency powers is just for one, but they're going to be able to give it a shield token. So really, we need to find like Waylay. Not quite there, huh? Not quite there. I mean, technically, we're not dead. Technically. Let's go ahead and smack in with the Sundari Peacekeeper. Let's go ahead and play out a Plo Koon. Okay, they're going to go Academy Defense Walker. Now they have multiple units that would, cause them to win. And that's going to be pretty good. Wow, the Let's Call It War gave us no chance of racing. What a solid card. That one was going to be a tough matchup anyways. I knew it with Akira. But wow, that was brutal. All right, let's keep this hand up against a Tarkin here. X-34 Landspeeder could potentially be really, really good here, actually. So we're going to resource the Surprise Strike. I know it seems a little bit weird because we have multiple 2-drops, but if I don't have something to kill dies to X-34, I'm going to go with Mina Bonteri, but X-34 seems pretty excellent here. Yep, exactly right. Kills Crosshair. Very, very good there. Fantastic. Figure of Unity. Ooh, great pickup there. We'll resource the Mina Bonteri because we're going to go with the Obi-Wan Kenobi here in this particular spot. They've got Phase 3 Dark Trooper, but that's okay. That is okay. We'll pass. We've got Obi-Wan here. They can go ahead and knock out the 34 Land Speeder if they want. All right, Captain Typho. Let's go ahead and give Obi-Wan an extra power. They're going to go for the little bit of value. They try to save their Dark Trooper. Honestly, I probably would have just killed the X-34 if I was in their spot. But this ends up working out for us. Ends up working out. So now we get to go ahead and knock out the Phase 3. Keep Obi-Wan around and have another Sentinel protect them all. And then we get to go Queen Amidala next turn. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Opponent not really having any answer here. Probably doesn't have any answer, to be honest. Opponent? Trying to figure out what they want to do, I suppose. All right, and they conceded. I honestly think that it was pretty hard for them to come back anyways. We were going to attack in for 2. If they want to kill the Typho, most likely what they have to do is experience token, attack, deploy target, attack. If they have Overwhelming Barrage, that's the best case scenario. So they go experience token. Well, they can't even go experience token, actually. They go Overwhelming Barrage. They deal 1-1-3 or 1-1-2, and then they kill the Typho, and that's the best case scenario. And then they're left with Tarkin, and that's it. And then we go Queen Amidala, and we'd be in a pretty good spot because they just have Tarkin. We'd have Queen Amidala. They kill off a spy token. We deploy Boba, kill off another spy token in their case. I mean, it would be kind of a back and forth for sure, but it would have been tough. It would have been tough for sure, and that's only if they have Overwhelming Barrage. So I guess GG. All right, we will go ahead and keep this first hand. I'm going to resource the Sundari Peacekeeper and the Figure of Unity. I know it's kind of awkward to do so, but I want to guarantee this faith in your friends on turn 1 if I have the opportunity to do so. In this case, actually, what I will do... This is kind of tough, huh? Yeah, let's go Faith in Your Friends. Ooh, okay. Let's grab another Faith in Your Friends and reveal Cunning, 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 Double Heroism. We're going to be able to create multiple spy tokens at this point. Lots of Faith in Your Friends here. Faith in Your Friends plus a Figure of Unity is obviously amazing, but we kind of have an awkward position here. My opponent's probably just going to start knocking out the spy tokens, which is going to be pretty good. No way to kill off their unit here with the X-34, which is a little bit unfortunate. Mina Bonteri going to be probably the resource here. I would have loved to have the initiative. If I had the initiative, I'd be much happier, I think. That's okay. Faith in Your Friends, going to be able to, maybe do itself, do another kind of iteration of that, which would be pretty good. Man, what do I want to do here? Let's go ahead and X-34 Landspeeder. Hit the Adi Galea. And then Karis Nemec here, huh? Yeah, that's okay. Let's pass. We've got another Han here. Not exactly all that powerful. We got A-Wing plus Faith in Your Friends, which is probably what I'll go with. Faith in Your Friends. Ooh, I like Bale, actually, here. Create a couple spy tokens. They've got Kiadi. Let's go with Bale. We're going to go ahead and actually kill Karis. They can reveal a card, but now they're just going to create a readied up spy token that doesn't actually immediately get to attack. So that's, nice. We'll pass. Queen Amidala as the pickup here is actually pretty good. My opponent can knock out Bail Organa if they want. Strike True, huh? That's a little bit odd, to be honest, because I would have expected them to immediately attack with a spy token. Attack in for 2. Plo Koon actually kills Obi-Wan here, which is kind of a crazy thought. We'll just go ahead and kill the Kiadi with the Plo Koon. Claim initiative. Now they kind of have to deal with this. They're going to kill spy token. Oh, weird. I would not have kind of gone with that as spy play. But you know what? I'll take it. We can just kill the Obi-Wan now, and now they're left with Amina Bonteri. That ends up being pretty solid for us. Let's go ahead and deploy Boba here. Mace Windu. Deal 4. I think I will just Captain Typho. Attack, and then pass. Surprise Strike, Han Solo. We got a lot of options here, actually. Lightmaker, going to be pretty weak, to be honest. Not really excited about that. But the Typho, it's a 5/5, right? So that's going to be pretty relevant. We will reveal the Mina Bonteri. And then we're going to go with Han here. Kill off Mina Bonteri. Caloran Beck as the play. All right, let's go ahead and claim. They could put an experience token on Caloran Beck if they would like. Ooh. What do I want to do here? Tough play, huh? Tough. Let's go Surprise Strike, kill Caloran Beck. My opponents had a really good curve to kind of deal with what I wanted to do, which ends up being a little bit unfortunate for us. But we have another Captain Typho, so they don't immediately. Wow, okay, that was very aggressive. Let's go Captain Typho here. Another Kiadi. Let's go with Surprise Strike to kill off the Obi-Wan. Let's go and attack them for 4. Pass. Another Queen Amidala. We have Waylay, which I like. Captain Typho keeps us a little safe. We're going to keep one of the Queen Amidalas in hand for sure, so we can start healing up a little bit with Typho. And Han Solo might be able to dominate the board here. He might be able to dominate the board, depending on what my opponent has. Of course, they have a Strike True. Why would they have anything else, to be honest? Why would they have anything else? Let's go ahead and attack into the Kiadi with the Captain Typho. Strike True, not a card you see very often. One way out. Wow, okay. That's bad. Karis Nemec. All right, let's attack in for 4. They claim initiative. We hit to Waylay. Figure of Unity. Ooh, okay. Hold on. Figure of Unity could win us the game here. We have a lot of damage on board, but I'm expecting my opponent to have some sort of interaction here, because they've had Mace Windu. They've had the Strike Trues. They've had like a million different cards. Okay, so they are going. Okay, let's go ahead and drop in Figure of Unity on Queen Amidala here. It's going to give Boba Fett an extra power. Now they're on the back foot, right? Because they're trying to survive. Okay, we go Boba Fett. Got no cards in hand. So we will. I've changed what I wanted to do here. We will attack you with Queen Amidala. Defeat a spy token here. Wow, they have another Sentinel. What a gross. I mean, they obviously reveal. I mean, incredible. Honestly, incredible. They have aggressive negotiations and one way out. We have to put up a Sentinel here just in case of aggressive negotiations. Even if we heal the aggressive negotiations and kill us, so we need to put up a Sentinel here. Ooh, they disclose Yoda. Yoda's good. Yoda's good. All right, let's knock out Obi-Wan. Restore 1. No creating. Okay. Ooh, okay, so we attack into Yoda again, trigger, defeat the Bail, pass. Do they have another aggressive negotiations? They have it. They have it. Yep. My opponent, too many Sentinels. They had the Yoda in hand. Too solid of a game plan. Double Strike True was just critical. I mean, they really had a ton of cards, right? The Kiadi, the one way out was a little bit surprising as well. Getting the Overwhelm was pretty nice. And then, of course, just kind of overwhelming us, you know, with kind of the value here. The Faith in Your Friends ended up kind of being a little bit weak. If we happen to have something a little bit earlier, maybe, it was really, really close, to be honest, really, really close. The double aggressive negotiations definitely finishes off with a double strike true. Those were the kind of the key cards. Very, very close. Alrighty, into the next game here, we're going to keep this hand up against Grand Inquisitor here. Resource the A-Wing and probably the Surprise Strike. Kind of want to go Bail here on turn 1. I will go Bail on turn 1. Let's pass. We've got an Obi-Wan, Battlefield Marine. I'm going to resource the Battlefield Marine, and we'll see what my opponent decides to do here. They can attack. I'm going to go Blue Leader. Give this guy +1 power so I can kill off the Gonk. We will discard a card to get a spy token. They can go ahead and kill their own Super Laser if they want. They probably just kill the spy token with their Super Laser, which is fine. Let's go Captain Typho, trigger, get an +1/+0 to Bail. Another Super Laser. Do they defeat one? No, they do not. All right, let's keep creating some spy tokens. Fantastic pickup there. The Figure of Unity was a fantastic pickup. Okay, we're going to disclose the Command Heroism here. We'll attack in for 4. They got 6 resources. What are they going to deploy here? Okay. Chancellor Palpatine come. Double Palpatine. That is a lot of spy tokens. That is cool. All right. I mean, we're just going to start picking off spy tokens, you know? That's just how it goes. A lot of spy tokens. That is awesome. No discard. Queen Amidala, create a couple more spy tokens. Let's claim. Double Figure of Unity. Probably not something that I care about, to be honest. We are just going to knock out my opponent's Grand Inquisitor here. Now, we have Boba Fett deployed, but they are command villainy. So they could have Mauls, Darth Vaders, you know, a lot of different things like that. So I'm not, like, terribly convinced that I've, you know, I'm like, completely won at this point. We'll see. We will see. Double Palpatine. Lots of Sentinels there, for sure. For sure. Double Super Laser also very, very heavy on the ramp. Nope. We will pass on defeating something here. Let's go ahead and just kill off a spy token. We're doing this because now if they attack Queen Amidala, we will defeat the Bail Organa. Get in for 5 still. And now they can kill off the Queen Amidala. Eager Escort Fighter. Oh, well, I mean, you know, sometimes Sometimes your opponent's got it. Got it. Figure of Unity on BOBA. We're going to be looking to end the game here. Surprise strike in, and that's potentially GG, but we will find out here very shortly. My opponent probably doesn't have any. I mean, they could have a Sentinel here. That would be something that could prevent us from winning. That would definitely put a damper in things for sure. Salacious Crumb. That was really close. That was really close. Really close. They almost got out of range. Really close. Wow. Into the next game here. We've got ourselves a reasonable hand. I'm going to keep mainly because I'm going to rely on the strength of this Faith in Your Friends. That ends up being pretty good. I have to grab the Bale because I really need to make sure I can get the 2 spy tokens here. I'm expecting my opponent to be going into the space arena. That's exactly what ends up happening, so no surprise there. Sindari Peacekeeper can help us restore a lot, so let's go ahead and do the Sindari Peacekeeper. That could potentially keep us in the game for a little bit longer than otherwise expected. So essentially, Faith in Your Friends is responsible for 4 damage on its own if they don't have any interaction. They've got a Poe Dameron that they're putting on their unit. A Trench Run. My goodness. That is very aggressive. Wow. Yeah, I mean, they just trench runned us. Cool. No big deal. No big deal. They're a little bit aggressive here. Okay. I respect it. I respect it. We're going to be able to go Bale Organa and Surprise Strike here. I mean, I think we're under a lot of pressure here for sure. Like, that is very, very scary. We're going to go Surprise Strike in. They could put Poe Dameron on the Sabine Masterpiece, but they decided not to, which is a little bit surprising to me, to be honest. Okay, let's resource the Lightmaker here. We may want to deploy Obi-Wan because... Ooh, they're going to kill the Sindari Peacekeeper almost assuredly. Yep. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and get rid of the Han. Blue Leader's good, but I mean, we're putting on a lot of pressure on our opponent, so that's also very good. I would have expected my opponent to have deployed, you know, Oh, they're just going base. Yep, they're going to get experience token and deal a couple extra damage. I mean, they are very, very scary here, for sure. For sure, very scary. We attack in for 2. They're probably going to flip. They did not. All right, well, that changes our game plan. We are 100% going to go ahead and hit their base for 3 there. Waylay actually could be extremely relevant here. Going to resource the Obi-Wan. Waylay could bounce any one of these. I mean, Blue Leader's going to get in some damage, definitely. No doubt about it. But will they have enough to actually deal with what we've got going on? Like, will they just straight up race? What is the play here for them? They have 6 damage here. They have enough to kill. Ooh, do they have sudden ferocity on what? And Jar Jar? Oh, they go all on 1 unit. Waylay. All right, let's see. 6 damage. They still have lethal. It's unfortunate, but they still have lethal. It doesn't really matter. Doesn't really matter. Oh! Why did they... What? Why did they do that? Oh, no. Opponent. You had lethal. You totally had lethal. Okay. I'll take it. Oh, they still have lethal with Trench Run. Oh my gosh. Well, they got us. The Trench Runs for them were absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I mean, that's risky though, because like if I have you know, like Han Solo, and I flip over a Faith in Your Friends, that's 5 damage. That kills their blue leader. So that was like an unnecessarily risky play. Our trench runs really disappointed us, right? I mean, they discarded a double Mina on Terry and only did 1 damage to their Jedi Starfighter. So really, really close. But they should have probably just hit the base. Very, very close. Very, very close. That trench run was sick. Double trench run, obviously, going to be a key. It was really, really close because I could decide whether to go keep Waylay or Obi-Wan. In that particular spot, you know, if I played Obi-Wan, it would have been so much worse than the Waylay. So Waylay was the play. I could have bounced the Millennium Falcon to potentially keep Obi-Wan and Waylay. If I had done that, would I have won? No. No, I wouldn't. I go to Waylaid, and then they would have gone with the attack, and then I go Obi-Wan. So actually, it would have been potentially a win there because of the trench run. So yeah, maybe I should just bounce them. No, because they wouldn't have attacked the Millennium Falcon if I hadn't played it, if I bounced it back to my hand. So yeah, actually, I don't see a way out in this particular spot. But good game to my opponent. Well, on to the next. Alrighty, up against Anakin, which honestly absolutely stinks. I'm really not excited about this one. As per usual, Anakin is just so good up against so many different things that we are trying to do in these games, huh? Let's resource the Bale. Maybe they go Jedi Starfighter and we can kill it with Blue Leader. That would be sick. Not that that's likely to happen, but you know, I mean, they just okay. It's looking up for us, my friends. It is looking up for us. Let's pass. We've got a lot of expensive cards in our hand. Now let's resource the Depa. I'd love to keep Depa, but I can't resource Queen Amidala because it's too valuable of a play. Okay, let's go ahead and give the blue leader +1/+0, trigger ambush, kill the Jedi Starfighter off. I mean, Cobb Vanth is going to be excellent here for them as well. They're going to be able to kill off the Battlefield Marine. Even if I went with Obi-Wan here, they would be able to just kill it with the Anakin action and Cobb Vanth. So, ugh. Like I said, Anakin's just absolutely brutal when you're trying to play these, like, you know, a little bit of Sentinels to try to stall out the game plan and, you know, all this nonsense that you're trying to do. They got a Mina Bonteri. Okay, so we'll just go ahead and attack in for 3 then. They'll play out the Mina Bonteri. We'll play out A-Wing, and then we'll see what my opponent's got. Transitioning more into a space game plan, so, you know, not too bad. Ooh. Interesting. I don't think I want the Faith in Your Friends. I think I will go Plo Koon here. Kill off the Captain Typho. They're then going to be able to kill off... Okay, they've got Blue Leader. Let's see what they decide to do. I mean, are they going to ambush here? They are. Okay, I mean, they're going to be able to kill off all my units then. It is what it is. Not a whole lot that we can do about that. Okay, let's deploy Boba. They can use their Anakin action if they want to hit Boba here. 4 damage. I'm looking to go Figure of Unity Millennium Falcon this turn. We'll see if that's going to be an option for us. Waiting for my opponent. Waiting. They've got a 5-powered Anakin right now. So they're definitely going to be able to kill it with like Mina Bonteri plus the Anakin attack into Boba. It's definitely going to kill Boba. Oh, they're... Wow. They did not hit Boba. I am so shocked, actually. I would have 100% used Anakin's action to hit Boba. That's no big deal. I mean, they can go... I mean, the whole game plan is to go Figure of Unity, get some damage into the space arena. Right? So I'm going to put the onus on my opponent. Wow, they have another blue leader. I mean, my opponent's just had it all, really, this game. To be honest, I mean, it's been incredible. Absolutely incredible. Let's claim initiative. interesting. I like the blue leader. Let's go ahead and get in for 5. We'll see what my opponent wants to do here, but this blue leader is actually a 7-powered ambusher. They have General's Blade. Okay, let's get in then. I mean, that's a lot of damage. They're going to hit us for 11. It's kind of nasty. Trigger ambush, kill off the Obi-Wan. Oh, that is a lot of damage. Do they have aggressive negotiations or something? Oh, Anakin. The second blue leader is just obnoxious. I mean, assuming they just have lethal here with like an aggressive negotiations or something. Timely Wrecker. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, I'm gonna hit their base here. Okay. Huh. This ended up being a little bit different than I thought it was going to play out. I mean, we have Millennium Falcon and Millennium Falcon here. I thought they had aggressive negotiations. All right. Well, GG. Okay. I mean, we won. You know, I thought they had an aggressive negotiations. I thought yeah, it all kind of didn't kind of add up to what I thought they were going to do. And the Figure of Unity, absolutely clutch. That Millennium Falcon where it was hitting, restoring enough to keep us just barely out of range. But more importantly, it was getting 2 extra power to the Millennium Falcon every single attack. That was the key. If they didn't have like Wrecker, like Timely Wrecker, for example, then they could have just gone through and ambushed out, or we could have ambushed out the blue leader for 7 power because the extra +1/+0 from Boba Fett and the overwhelm or the raid 1 from Figure of Unity to kill Anakin. Of course, they had General's Blade, so they didn't end up working out, but still, that was incredible. All right, so what do we learn with Boba Fett Yellow today? I mean, honestly, ambushing is strong, but Figure of Unity, I mean, it did some massive work. I really like the Boba Fett with all the spy tokens. You just kind of get this extra power, which is really cool. Like, it just pumps up all your spy tokens. We did see that be relevant in some cases, but really the most relevant thing here was the Figure of Unity. I mean, this was absolutely critical. You know, getting it on Boba Fett or any unit, to be fair, you just have these units that normally don't have this much power suddenly get 2 extra power. Like, this Figure of Unity ends up being 3 resources for +2 and restore 1 to all my units, which is incredible. Yes, it gives overwhelm, not really all that relevant most of the time, but you know, cards like Millennium Falcon getting attacked for 5, cards like Bail Organa getting 4 powered attacks in, A-Wing getting 5 powered attacks in, Battlefield Marine is only 5 powered unit. Like, all these different units that normally aren't this powerful suddenly get 2 extra power with it on Boba Fett is incredible. And that's kind of the whole thing we wanted to test out, and it turns out it was actually pretty good. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Give it a shot. You know, this is definitely one of those, you know, solid low B tier decks, maybe high C tier. Honestly, I thought it was pretty impressive, so I would put it in the B tier category. But yeah, give it a shot. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you off the next.